Hey guys, what's going on? Long time no see. Yesterday got my impressions done and get those in Tuesday, so everything should be back to normal by then. We'll have how we usually have it with our background and everything set up and be able to come uh go live more often. But we haven't been on in the past few days and wanted to catch back up with you guys. Uh how's everybody doing? Hey Debbie Howard, hey Music City Mom, hey Mystic Angel. Yeah, I'm not gonna say your name, but yeah, you can be seen. Louisiana girl, how are you? Cat lover, who knows how y'all been? Um, like I said, we took a few days off to get everything done we needed to get done around the house. Hey, Soper girl, how are you doing? Pitball Mama, Susan Goins, Philip Pruitt, Sandy, how are you guys? So, last time we were on, hey, Eddie and Robin, trying to see. Thank you guys for being here, even though we haven't been on. I don't know what's been going on.
I haven't been really keeping up with anything.
Yeah, we had stuff we needed to take care of, and that's what we've been doing. But we were gonna. I just wanted to talk because I haven't talked to you since the last live we came on and did anything with. Kind of, I guess what our reasoning was of doing that live and what we were trying to convey to you guys. We still are going by what lead investigator, um, DA, even though he didn't even really say much. He just said they're there in case there is charges or anything filed on anybody. That's we were just telling like kind of the dynamics of what had happened over those past months when we were trying to be up there and be helpful and the things that were going on up there and just things that were said that people think that maybe that we, things didn't catch us off guard because they do. But again, anything anybody says in a high profile case like that, you're going to be examined.
Analyzing.
Yeah, exactly. Analyzing everything that is said by any party involved. Um,
And we still 100% believe in innocent until proven guilty. So just because we came out and talked about some of the things that had made us question things does not mean that we think that they are guilty of anything in any way, shape, or
there's
form.
no evidence of it yet.
Yeah, there's no evidence that they are guilty of anything with Summer. So we were just talking about things that had made us scratch our heads, I guess you could say.
It's like why was this said when that why say it like that? Everything. Right. You're going to analyze everything. Um, I guess though, and for our guests that we had on, it's the same thing. She had been up there. Things that we had talked about some things on that last live that we had not ever shared with anybody, and I know that she had never shared with anybody publicly like that, and we wanted to just let you guys know about them. We're still not done with what we can do to help Summer. That just means that maybe our relationship with the family and stuff is not going to be like it was, and that's fine. Because actually, to be honest with you, everything that we did that was more productive was kind of separated away from them. Anything that we could do to help it was always, hey, what's up, Blair? Anything that we were able to do that was productive in any way, shape, or form happened away from the family. Yes, it's good to have questions answered when you ask questions, but it is what it is. I saw WJHL came out with something. I saw that just a second ago and figured we could go over that. Um, and you can go over some of the stuff even with Evelyn Boswell's case that you didn't. I don't know how many people went over that, but I think it's good. That's a case. And I wanted to go in and look at what happened at Sherfy Jr.'s trial because they didn't update it as of the 7th. So maybe it's updated now and we can go over and look at that to see what was actually they did. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Let me see what's being said real quick, and I'll pull that stuff up. They said, I heard that Summer's last name was not Wells, it was Blah. I've only known it to be Wells, and what was conveyed from the news stations and law enforcement. Yes, Susan Goins said that case got continued. Talking about on Sherpy Juniors. Yeah, but we can still look at it together and just see what was brought up. Give me just a second. I'll pull that up.
Which, like I said on the last live, that's what Sherpy Sr. had said, that it was going to be continued.
He said it for both.
Yeah, he said for that one and for for Megan's. Her cat just let herself into her room, and now she's meowing.
Hold on. Okay. Let me make sure that's everybody can see that. Let's go over that and see what happened and what when it's continued to and whatever.
Yeah. So as far as her,
she was trying to claw my leg.
Oh, she wanted you to hold her. I would think, now I don't know, but I would think that they would, as far as TBI and law enforcement, wouldn't they put out Summer's legal name for her Amber Alert and
stuff? Would think so. I would think so, at least.
I mean, I don't know for a fact, but I would think that they would. So I would feel like it's probably Wells, not Blah, but I don't know. To my knowledge, nobody has seen Summer's birth certificate, therefore we don't know.
That's all it was. And you're right, Susan. She said it was continued, but I just wanted to see. So the announcement hearing, whatever that is, that's kind of what I don't know if that's what it said on Megan Boswell's case too, but it says the continuance granted to 7/1/2022, which I'm curious to see what happens with that case as well. Hold on a second. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, that's Stacy Price. I do too. She said, I believe what law enforcement would use.
Exactly. What's on the birth certificate.
Now, does that mean that people ain't got mad and said, well, I'm giving them my last name? You know, you don't know what people are saying and what rumors get started. So this person said, which road did the truck with the blonde child drive out of? I don't know. She said that. Our guest said that. I don't know. I guess they were talking about on Ben Hill. Would have to pulled out in front of the delivery driver from Ben Hill onto Beach Creek. It's what I'm guessing. I recently heard that Don Jr.'s name is on the property, not Don and Candace's. Well, when you look it up, it does say that. It does say it on Ben Verified. It says Don Jr., but isn't Don Wells a junior too? Here, let me have her.
Ow.
Sorry.
I don't remember. Is he a junior? And then
no, he's Don Wesley Wells, and then his son is a
Don
junior.
Wesley Wells Jr.
Don Jr. is the Don. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's, and then his third. Yeah.
So there is a third, right?
That would be the one that we all call Don Jr., who is his son.
Right.
Summer's half brother.
Yeah, but the property name is under
Don Wesley Wells Jr.
Yeah, and I could pull that up on a Ben Verified, possibly. And we can look at it. So they would be required to. Also, Tennessee state law, child must take the name of the father. If not, it's considered bastardizing a child. Same with Arkansas. Huh.
I didn't know that.
But I figured that if it would have to be the name that was on the birth
birth
certificate
certificate,
for
yeah.
it to be a to put it out on a federal.
Amber Alert.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Is it federal with Tennessee or is that state? It would just be with TBI issuing it. But I heard that there was, that went up all across up and down the East Coast, that there was billboards at the very beginning. When they put out their first initial, they will put them on the digital billboards for free when a child goes missing.
But that's not. It's just the Amber Alert. That's not, because we had this whole discussion with the billboards
Thank
and
you,
the Amber
Deborah.
Alert and all that.
Right.
It's not like an actual billboard searching for a child. It's just the Amber Alert that's put up.
Right. And I'm not going to pull up a been verified just because I think that's putting out too much information on somebody.
Right.
This is at Cam and at Alli. Could you encourage Candace to accept any services that may have been Bella May? She doesn't speak to us anymore. We haven't spoke to her since, I can't remember.
Whenever we were planning on going up there, and she.
That was the last. Well, that was her mom that we last spoke to.
You messaged her.
That's true.
And she messaged you back.
Yeah, that was the whole thing that I'm trying to get at. From now on, we'll be doing things from afar, not close to family, and that's fine. That's easy. That's easier for us. It's less stress. I got to get all my dental stuff done this week. Thank the Lord. Tuesday, I get all my stuff sent in fixed. That's great. And we can go back to doing the things we were doing before and being able to actually be out. It's getting warmer out here. Some days it's warmer.
Some days it's warmer. Some days it's snowing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, some days it's warmer. Some days it's snowing.
It literally will be like 78 degrees one day, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, spring. Well, it's actually almost summer temperatures. I'm like, it's so pretty. And then literally that weekend it'll be pouring the snow. So I don't know.
We're able to get out and do some things that we've been wanting to do and been planning on doing. We were actually going to go yesterday and film some stuff over there that we wanted to show you guys, but I ended up being in the dentist's office for way longer than I thought I was going to be, and I had to get back to get the kids off the bus. But it seems our schedule is going to be able to do things a lot more frequently.
And I'm off work a little bit this week.
Yeah, so we're going to be able to be going. We can go live every day this week. We can make plans.
Hopefully, we plan on it. Hopefully.
Yeah, but we're going to make plans to take you and show you some places that we find interesting that we've never got to show you. Things that are real. I mean, I'm planning on going in, if I can, on places that I might still be able to go to. Go in and show you just some real dynamics of that area. Just how the terrain really is, and how maybe film the whole way through, and to go into some areas that are really thick, and just maybe be able to search some more if it's allowed. Let's see here. Today we had 25 degrees Celsius. Southern West Virginia, somebody said rain and mix here. I have not, Susan. Where was that at? Where's that video at? The video, Chimney Top Road. Now we filmed. There's a road where Dawn had drove Chimney Top Loop. It's different than Chimney Top Road, if that's the same one you're talking about. We were on that road back and forth for 3 days? Mm-hmm. 3 days. We focused on that road really early on. And that's the only place that I know of that would be consistent of the road that and it looked exactly like it, didn't it? When he was sure. Yeah. She said that's it. Where was the video of that at? Are you talking about the one he did? Yeah, Actually, we will go. That's a good idea. Thank you, Susan Goins. Maybe we can do that. We'll go show. We'll show that. I thought we had that film somewhere.
We should somewhere.
We'll go through our stuff and look at all of it and see what we can get out of it and see what we can what we maybe have even looked over that
we have footage of things that I know that we haven't put out yet.
I could pull it up right
and look through a bunch of stuff. We have so much footage of us just driving up and down Beach Creek. It's not even funny.
Yeah. Check him out. Scott Skulls did an awesome video yesterday. He said to share it. Check him out. Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. There's a place that we want to really focus in on, and I told you guys before in a community post or something that I was going to hit this area and show you how they connect. All those roads back there, even though Google Maps doesn't necessarily say they connect, they do through dirt roads and everything. That it's a really diverse area. It really is. That it's like a trail from land. Yeah, Susan Goins, I know what you're talking about, and I want to show that. But see, the only problem is with driving some of those roads that are dirt roads back there, you don't know if they're not state maintained. That means they're privately owned.
Right.
And if they're privately owned, not all of them, don't because that'll get taken out of context too. Not all of them, but some of them aren't. When they're not state maintained, they're owned by somebody else. So you get caught back on the wrong somebody's road back there, and they don't want you back there. It could be big trouble. It's really good to know who owns what, and so because there's people back there that still live like they did years and years ago. They take their privacy very seriously, and they don't want anybody back there driving because they can do whatever they want. When it's private property and they live back there, that means law enforcement can't even come back there unless they are called to come out there and or get permission to go. There's certain areas that we do have a little more permission than others. That I know that we have private permission to go on still. That we'll look into. I saw what you said, Susan. Scott Skulls has been all over that area this week. Cool. There's just some areas that I'm going to show that I don't even know that people, unless you've been back there, that you would even know about, that are back there that we were able to hear about. So I'm going to be able to show some of that. Let's see. Hey, Barbie, thank you for the super sticker. He did have permission. Yeah, look, no, I'm not saying he didn't have permission. Please don't take... Right. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's just areas that we will go, that I want to go, that I necessarily don't know if I can...
that we will have to make sure that we have permission for, or that it's public property.
And Easton need to watch it. He did this week. Okay. Scotty Schultz is what they're saying. Okay. I'll check it out for sure. Maybe we can look at that. I don't want to share his video though, unless he has permission. We have permission to. I was going to say maybe we could watch it real quick and I can show. Oh, thank you. Look, and we're going to continue. We've actually slacked a little bit here lately. And from the things we want to do, I mean, we're human too. Our emotions run high, and when you get let down, you just kind of like you step away from a minute. But we still, Summer deserves it more than anybody, nobody else. And I don't care at this point. Still, I do care. How can we say we care who's responsible, if anybody? And with what law enforcement is saying, they come out with the lead investigator saying saying pretty much reiterating everything they've said from the beginning. Okay, Anon said Scott Schultz wants his video shared. He said to share it out. Okay. So I just got here. What is her last name? Wells. I'm
As far as we know,
Valkyrie's Corner.
Wells.
As far as I know, Wells, because I don't think they could put it on a. They could Amber Alert without having her name on her birth certificate, and I'm sure that they would have, TBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, would be able to pull up all the records of Social Security and everything to see what's on the birth certificate.
In the beginning, I would feel like they would have come out by now if it was Blah and said, okay, she also goes by the last name Blah, like if that was what was on her birth certificate. But I don't know.
Oh, that's cool. Skulls is what she said. There was something I saw. So I don't know about when, if the rights to the boys or anything like that. I have no idea. I can't speak of that. What we can say is, what we do know is when that she didn't go to her visitation.
We know that she was still going to visitation up until around December, around Christmas time. Yeah. After that, I don't know. She never told me anything about any other visitations after that, but I know that she was planning on going around Christmas time. Now, whether she went to that one, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and Tracy McGuess, everyone has a birth certificate. That's what I would, 100%. And you can speak on that. You worked for a doctor's office for a long time that delivered babies.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well,
if you're born in America, you have to have a birth certificate.
I know what they're going off of. Although there's people that believe that Candace just popped babies out at the house and stuff, and I don't know about that.
Right.
Okay, Ariadne said, are there any public access walking trails among the mountain the Wells live on?
No. Not to my knowledge.
Scott E. Skull showed the roads, but they all have chains over them about a mile from the top of the mountain. Okay.
So then it's probably private property.
Private property or I don't know how much logging they would do back there, or because a lot of people sell their timber rights off their property. Yeah, exactly. That's another thing too. Summer was registered for school.
And you have to have a birth certificate for a child to be registered for kindergarten.
Good point. Give me just a second. Oh gosh, I gotta get that table put together.
Yeah, and so it's not just sitting there.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh. Right. Yeah, back in the day, people that were born at home, they didn't always have a birth certificate. But in order to go to public schools now, I don't know about, 50, 60 years ago, but now you have to have a birth certificate in order to go to school. So, or to a public school at least.
Somebody said, how did you confirm she was steadily visiting boys until December? Because, go ahead, you talk on that.
Well, we were speaking to her quite a bit at this point, and we knew the days that she was leaving to go visit the boys.
Yeah.
And we knew that she was out of town. We actually were over there in that area whenever she went to visit one time.
Yeah.
And they did that.
When she was making them for holidays.
For Halloween, I know that
she made treat bags. She
made them treat bags and took to them, and yeah, I know that she was taking stuff for them, and that's all I can really speak.
Well, on. That's all we
can't really.
We can't confirm, but that's what we were told, that they left, and we know they were out of town.
Yeah, they were out of town those days
to go visit them, and then come December, I think she was supposed to go on a visit down there and didn't go. Right.
For what we know. Well, I don't know if she went or not to the one in December. I know she was supposed to go sometime around
I do
Christmas
because she video called us on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Oh yeah, and said that
And said that they did not go.
And that's when the dog had puppies too. Not that that was the reason that she didn't go to. I'm just saying that that's how I remember this in my mind.
This is a good question for you right here. Do Tennessee put a wristband on a baby with the mother's name on in the hospital? In the UK, babies have mother's last name on band. Maybe that's the origin of confusion that Summers a blah.
Now, I can't speak for Tennessee, but in Virginia, yes, they do. They put a wristband with it. It'll say like baby M and then the mother's last name, and it'll have the mother's name on the armband.
And then we had to register
baby M, like saying for male, or baby F for female.
And then we had to register with me on the birth certificate, right?
You also had an armband with my name on it.
I did. I had an armband with her name on it.
Yeah.
But how did we have to do it to register? Like, didn't I have to do something, or we had to do something with the last names changed?
What do you mean?
Well, like when I was born, I had my mom's last name forever till my dad adopted me, and then you switch it over.
Well, that was different though, that you were adopted. Now, when we had our son, me and you were married, but my last name hadn't changed yet. So everything in the hospital had my maiden name on it. Even his wristband had my maiden name. But then when we filled out the birth certificate, me and you both had to be present and sign the birth certificate, and we put the last name on there.
That's the woman that came in the room.
Yeah.
With the
morning that we were leaving, I think, or maybe the day, I don't know. But she came in and we wrote his name on the birth certificate, how we wanted it spelled, and the last name. And we put, obviously, your last name because I just hadn't changed my last name yet.
And she said somebody said not sure. I heard Social Security number is given at birth now.
It is. It's given at birth, but you don't get it for like 10 days.
Okay. I knew that there was something.
Because you can look on our kid's Social Security card and it'll say the date that it was issued. It's like 10 days after birth or something.
Well, even when you got married, you didn't have my last name for how long?
Till 6 months.
6 months till you sent it in.
Yeah. Well, I had to go to the DMV and get it.
But that would be different. That would be different than with a child, right?
Yeah. With a child, it would automatically.
Unless you request that parent's name not be on there.
Right.
And that would be the only way, I would think. In my opinion.
I don't know, because we automatically gave our children.
Let's look it up. How about we do that? His
last name, which was my last name after I got it changed. But with our daughter, there was no, we automatically put both, because I already had changed my name at that point. So we had put.
Here, let's look it up. I said Tennessee birth. Let's see. How would I, we'll Google it and I'll share the screen. What should I put? Tennessee child last name at birth, maybe. We'll see what it says, what we can come up with. That's the best way to do is maybe look it up, and if we're wrong, we're wrong. Okay. By law, her child's surname here, let me share this so y'all can see this. And we'll see if this is the same thing that we're looking for here. Okay, it says, by law, her child's surname, last name, must be either the mother's surname or the mother's maiden name, or a combination of the two surnames, unless the father signs a sworn voluntary acknowledgement of paternity, VAP, on a special form. That's March 4th, 2019, what's coming up there. Tennessee baby naming laws, columnist. Okay, hold on a second. Are you keeping up with the chat? I want to know what.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. No, we are not smoking weed. Thank you.
I smoked a cigarette. Here, and turn this on. Are you smoking weed?
Even if we were, it's legal in Virginia.
Yeah, and we're not, though.
We're not.
Have no reason to hide it if it works because it's legal in my state. Thank you, but I don't like it. Okay, it says how to change a baby's last name in Tennessee legal January 8, 2020. In Tennessee, a child's last name must be her mother's surname, her father's surname, or a combination of the two. This is legal beagle.
Legal beagle.
And it says, or a combination of the two names. A parent can apply to the court to have his baby's last name changed, but whether it is approved or not depends on the specific circumstances of the case. Above all, the child's name will be changed only if the courts decide it is in the child's best interest to do so. Tennessee birth certificate laws. A child's last name on her birth certificate must comply with Tennessee law. If the child's mother was married when the child was born, or at any time during the 300 days leading up to the child's birth, her husband or former husband is presumed to be the child's legal father, and the child will have his surname. So pretty much, let me read that again and make sure. Her husband or former husband is presumed to be the child's legal father, and the child will have his surname. One exception to this is if the mother kept her maiden name and never used her husband's surname, which would be Candace, right? Did she ever use it?
I don't know, because we don't know if they were legally married.
That's a good point right there. That's because that's true.
Because she was born in Tennessee, right?
No.
Johnson City.
Johnson City. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And they were married.
They were married. Yeah. We're not talking about
we're talking
another
about something totally different.
One exception to this is that the mother kept her maiden name and never used her husband's surname. And both the mother and the father signed a sworn statement agreeing that their child's last name would be the mother's maiden surname. Another exception is if the child's mother and legal father agree that the child's last name will be a combination of both their surnames. For example, Wilson Smith. If the mother's last name is Wilson and the father's last name is Smith, a baby born to an unmarried mother. The situation is different if the mother was married when her child was not married when her child was born and was not married at any time during the 300 days preceding the child's birth under Tennessee law. If there is no valid acknowledgement of paternity, the child takes the mother's surname. If paternity is acknowledged at any time before the child turns 9 years old, the child may take the legal father's surname. The Barabbas factor.
I feel like they would be able to choose. Like if Dawn was there, like if they were not married, and I don't remember, I feel like I don't remember exactly, but I feel like they were not married whenever Summer was born and that they got married after. Don't quote me on that, but we don't know because we still don't know if they were legally married still.
Right.
I feel like if Dawn was present in the room when they came and they filled out the birth certificate, that they could choose to put his last name on there. But I don't know. I don't know how it works in Tennessee. I just know that in Virginia that they can do that.
Say it again. What are you saying?
That even if they were not married when Summer was born, when they came to fill out the birth certificate in the hospital, assuming Summer was born in the hospital, that when they came to fill out the birth certificate that they could pick which name to put as the last name. Like if Dawn was there and signed the birth certificate as the legal father, I feel like they could have chose to put Wells as her last name.
True.
This has took a turn.
Yeah, but it's okay. But it's okay. I mean, we can look into it too. I didn't know anything about this, but if people are
right.
concerned
All the
about,
dad has to do is sign the affidavit claiming parental rights.
Right.
Right.
So this Barabbas factor says in 1993 case of Barabbas versus Rogers, the court specified 5 factors to be considered when making a decision on a change of name application concerning a child. The child's preference, the potential effect on the name change of the child's relationship with each parent, the length of time the child has had his present surname, the level of community respect associated with the child's present surname, and the proposed new surname, any difficulties, embarrassment, or harassment that a child may experience as a result of his present or proposed new surname.
So the boys, all of the boys go by Wells.
Yeah.
And they are all of school age, meaning that they had to have a birth certificate to go to school.
Yeah.
And at school, they would be called by whatever their last name was on their birth certificate to identify them.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. Did you see what Raybird said? That's a very good point. Don chose Summer's name, so I can't see him being okay with her being named Bly and would want her to be a Wells. Yeah.
That's what I would think. But I don't see them naming all 3 boys Wells and then all of a sudden naming Summer Bly.
Sweet Dreams has a good point, too, though. She said they were not married.
I didn't think
when
so.
Summer was born, but still that would be his child.
Right.
And I don't know. That's difficult, either. But I'm guessing if I don't see them being able to say that they were registered in school and without a school, or somebody coming forward and saying, no, that's not true. Right?
What?
When they said that they had Summer registered for school, and I don't see somebody not coming forward and saying that's not true.
Well, I don't know with kids, but I will say yes, we live across the state line, but we don't live very far from there. And I know here you register for kindergarten months before August. Like August is whenever kids start school here, late August, early September. You usually have to register for kindergarten in like April or May of that year.
Yeah, we went over that
months ago. Yeah,
but you can talk about that.
So, and you have to have the child's birth certificate. You have to have their shot records. You have to have their physical. All of that. You can show it after, like up until the first day of kindergarten. At least with our kids' school, you don't have to show it when you register, but.
True.
I don't see them going into. I don't know. I in my opinion, I think she's probably a Wells. But
that would be my opinion too. But I mean,
who are we?
Yeah, we don't know. One thing that I did want to bring up is how the TBI, how things were handled with Evelyn's case. As far as how the TBI explained that, like how Megan came out and said, "Oh, they tried to give me a polygraph test," and
sorry, can I
go ahead?
Somebody said she should have been in kindergarten at 5. You cannot. There's an age cutoff, so if your child does not turn, I think it's September 30th for most places. I don't know.
That's what happened with ours.
With our daughter, she was born October 11th. Therefore, she is one of the oldest kids, if not the oldest kid in her class, because she turned 5 after the cutoff.
Yeah.
So she actually missed it by 11 days. There was an 11-day time period where she technically would have been in kindergarten that year if it hadn't have been for her turning 5 11 days after the cutoff.
True.
So she turned 6 right after school. Well, not long after school starts. So
right,
that's confusing. But
no, that makes.
But Summer's birthday was in February, so she was well after the cutoff for for turning 5. So she wouldn't have been able to start kindergarten until a few months after she turned 5.
There's somebody right there that said mine was born September 2nd and had to wait a year.
Yeah, so it's probably different, but I know here it's September 30th is the cutoff date. And
I think she's agreeing.
I know. I'm just saying that the dates are probably, it could be like August 30th in some places, you know.
Right. So what I was talking about before that, what?
So that's where that came from.
Oh, okay. All right. So what I was wanting to bring up, I felt like this would be good. Before I pull up the WJHL thing, I wanted to talk about what happened in Megan's case, and you're more familiar with this, but how she came out and told the media that TBI tried to give her a polygraph test, but she couldn't take it because she was pregnant. TBI the very next day followed up and answered truthfully, or told exactly how that went down. Tell them.
Well, they just came out and they said, we never even attempted to give her a polygraph test, so she's lying. And we didn't find out till basically when Megan went to jail that she was not pregnant, because whenever you go into jail, they automatically do a urine screen to see if you're pregnant, and the website would update with how many pregnant inmates there were, and it didn't change the day that Megan ended up getting arrested and going into jail. So that's how everybody found out that she was lying about being pregnant.
And that's one thing I've always brought into this case as well. If I felt like if there was anything that proves that they are being dishonest about what the Wells have told TBI, that they would call that out immediately. That they're very quick to call people out on the lying factor. Now, somebody made a good point on the last live we did. What they tell YouTube and what they tell law enforcement is two different things.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the same. Now we do know that Megan was lying to law enforcement quite frequently. Now that they came out, I mean, we already knew that because they arrested her under the pretenses of her lying to them. That's the whole reason they arrested her in the first place. They didn't arrest her to charge her with, the disappearance of Evelyn. They arrested her for lying to them and giving false police reports.
Obstruction of justice.
And then they charged her with what happened to Evelyn.
Yeah.
So, but they did. They came out very quickly and said, no, we never attempted to give her a lie detector test. So.
Yeah, look, there was things in Comrie, Heather. I do believe that they're working on it, but I don't think that they have anything. And I feel like that's been the thing with, there it is, Mr. Tomato Head. He says, I like when they're in there. I love it. Interfering with an investigation, that's what she did. Exactly. That's what interfering in an investigation is. When the person, the mother of that child, is throwing how many different...
So they would arrest Candace if she was lying to law enforcement.
Yeah.
If they knew for a fact that she was lying to them, then they could arrest her. Now, if she wants to get on YouTube and lie, they didn't arrest Megan for lying to the media. That is totally different. They came out and they said, hey, she's lying to you, but they did not arrest her for lying to the media.
Yeah, maybe I said that wrong.
Yeah.
But she lied about what TBI was doing.
But still, that right there, the whole thing with the lie detector test is not why they arrested her.
Yeah, clear that up. I'm sorry.
They only arrested her because she was lying to them.
That's right.
She told multiple different stories to law enforcement, and they were like, okay, well, obviously you're lying because you're telling us oh, Evelyn's with her dad, but then you're saying, no, Evelyn's with your mom. And then you're saying, oh, we knew that she had passed away because one of us rolled over her. And they were like, oh, so you're lying to us. And they took note of every single time she lied to them.
There you go. Yeah.
And they arrested her for lying to them. They did not arrest her. It had nothing to do with her lying to the media. So if Candace wants to get on YouTube and lie, that's fine. They might come out and say, hey, she's lying to you guys, but they're not going to arrest her.
They will call her out on it, I feel like.
They may.
Well, if it had something to do with them.
Right.
With law enforcement, which she lied. That's when they called her out about.
If they could, yeah. If it's something that they could say, no, she's lying to you, then they would probably come out and say, that's not true. But the only way that they could arrest her is if she told a lie to them. I hope that makes sense.
I'm still laughing myself at the fiber optic.
Oh my. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you.
There's your mastermind.
That's been in the back of our minds the whole time.
Yeah. That's still, and
I'm telling you, after everything that happened on that live stream, everything, we got off of that live stream and we just kind of sat there in silence for a minute. And then the first thing that really registered with us was the fiber optic thing. And we just started laughing. We had to laugh after that because that was a
there's
shit show, for lack of a better word.
And then you have a whole different dynamic when they come back, and then she, like the last time I talked to her, and then I said, and it's like a different person.
This is what I'm trying to say here. Lying to Alli, TBI, and FBI would be almost immediate arrest. Lying to YouTube and random people would not lead to an arrest. Exactly.
Thank you.
That's what I'm trying to say, but I don't know if it's coming out that way.
Well, and I was saying them, and they might call her out in media when it's lying about them being TBI, law enforcement, etc. There you go.
Right.
That's a very good point. Arietti said, I keep saying this. If Dawn was lying about being at work that day, or Candace was lying about taking Summer swimming, or the milk jugs picked the day, Alli would have arrested them for interfering. I feel the same way. I feel like they have a timeline, and that's perfect to go into what we were going to look into that WJHL put out. Let me find that real quick and we'll watch that. I feel like they have it narrowed down to when the last time that they believe, that she was seen by the parents, so forth.
Oh, thank you, Alpaca Maid.
What'd she say?
Y'all are too hard on yourselves. You handled the situation graciously, just like you always do.
Thank you.
It didn't feel like it in the moment.
No, it didn't. It
they
never
were like,
felt.
oh, gosh.
Yeah. Well, so I always do that. Well, I always put a H in front of the J when I type that. Okay.
Wildflowers said, I keep trying to tell people that all that matters is what they've told Alli. Exactly.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter what they say on YouTube to anybody. It only matters what they've told them and if their story adds up to law enforcement.
Which one is it?
Supermarket sushi, really? No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
Is it on YouTube?
I saw it on Facebook is how I found it.
I think it's on YouTube too. I'm going to just go there and find it. And we'll watch it there. Everything we use is under fair use. Okay. 8 days ago? No. There was something 7 days ago.
Here, do this.
I can't find the...
Where's the...
Right there.
Oh, no, right here's what I'm looking for, I think. This week.
Okay.
Almost 10 months.
There it is.
There's this. That was 23 hours ago.
We'll watch. Hold on. Why'd you do that?
Thank you very much.
Just
This
click on
Friday
it in case there was a ad. Oh, we have
We got
premium.
premium so it doesn't show ads. Here we go. Let me show this real quick.
Yeah, it startled me too. Supermarket sushi. I was like, whoa.
Marks 10 months since family members said they last saw 6-year-old
Summer Wells at their home in Hawkins County, Tennessee. Tonight, still no answers as to what happened to the little girl. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniel has been following the case and tonight walks us through what has happened since Summer disappeared.
Josh, thousands of hours have been spent searching and investigating what happened to Summer Wells that night. But since the night of June 15th, there have been no changes and no one charged in relation to her disappearance.
Summer Wells is missing. She's 5 years old. She's 4 foot tall, blonde hair. Last seen wearing a pink shirt and gray pants.
That description ingrained in the minds of law enforcement, searchers, and those in the Beech Creek community over the next few days, with a ground search lasting almost 2 weeks.
We know she wouldn't leave the property.
The investigation, though, going into the next 10 months.
While every case is different, this one is definitely outside of the norm. Typically, in an investigation like this one, we have some idea of where the case is headed and what might have happened within a few days.
On June 26th, law enforcement started looking for the driver of a red or maroon Toyota Tacoma. The following Monday, ground search operations scaled back and Summer's mother spoke on camera for the first time.
I yelled downstairs for her a couple times and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone.
Late July, Child Protective Services removed Summer's 3 older brothers from the Wells home. On October 30th, Don Wells was arrested for DUI and violation of probation charges.
I have lost control. I've done stupid things, and for that I apologize.
The day after that interview, the TBI said multiple search warrants had been executed and potential digital evidence was collected.
In her mind, she's being interrogated.
That's not interrogating you. We're trying to help you find your daughter.
On November 11th and 12th, Summer's parents appeared on Dr. Phil. At the 1st of December, crews returned to Beech Creek again for a planned search. February 4th marked Summer's 6th birthday. A few days later, her father was jailed after pleading guilty for driving under the influence last year.
Is the family still cooperating? I know you said.
Hold on, I want to add something to this, and we just caught this.
That just kind of tripped me up a little bit.
And that Gigi Darting, we're not related to the Wells in any way, shape, or form. Thank you very much. But they changed. I heard early on just now. She pointed this out. Alli pointed this out that they said that her height was 4 foot. It didn't the lead investigator say 3 foot just the other day on his interview? And that's what made it easier for her to get through the foliage because she was lower to the ground. We had talked at, when we first went down to the.
Well, that's what the Amber Alert said was 3 foot. And yeah, when we went to the horse pond for the first time, we talked about, because I Googled the average height for a 5-year-old girl in America because we knew that our daughter, who is the same age as Summer, or, you know, she's a few months older, was taller than 3 feet tall. And so we talked about that because we didn't feel like that was the right height.
Yeah, the average.
We knew that in our minds, Summer looked taller.
She was taller and lankier, more like our child is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we were like, I don't think that 3 feet is the correct height on her. So the fact that I just want to know where this 4 foot came from. You know what I mean?
Well, here,
I feel like it's closer to her height, most definitely. But I just want to know why did he change it all of a sudden?
Where was that? He said, I'm going back.
It was back whenever he was given the description of her.
Yeah, I wonder what the date was on that. Here, we'll just go back to here.
I think okay.
We'll watch it from here.
In an investigation like this one, we have some idea of where the case is headed and what might have happened within a few days.
On June 26th, law enforcement started looking for the driver of a red or maroon Toyota Tacoma. The following Monday, ground search operations scaled back and Summer's mother spoke on camera for the first time.
I yelled downstairs for her a couple times and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me.
Last seen wearing a pink shirt and gray pants. Last seen wearing a pink shirt and gray pants.
That description.
4 foot tall, blonde hair. Last seen wearing a pink shirt and gray. Oh, she's 4 foot tall, blonde hair. Last seen wearing a pink shirt and gray pants.
That description ingrained in the minds of law enforcement searchers and those in the Beach
No,
Creek community.
the date
over
on
the
that
next
was
few
June
days, with a
15th.
ground search lasting almost 2
Yeah.
weeks.
They know she wouldn't leave the property.
The investigation, though, going into the next 10 months.
While every case is different, this one is definitely outside of the norm. Typically, in an investigation like this one, we have some idea of where the case is headed and what might have happened within a few days.
On June 26th, law enforcement started looking for the driver of a red or maroon Toyota
They said
Tacoma.
4
The
foot on
following
June
Monday,
15th.
ground search operations scaled back, and Summer's mother spoke on camera for the first time.
I yelled downstairs for her a couple times.
It
and
has,
didn't
but
get
it was
no
changed
answer,
to lower.
which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone.
Late July, Child Protective Services removed Summer's 3 older brothers from the Wells home. On October 30th, Don Wells was arrested for DUI and violation of probation charges.
I have lost control. I've done stupid things, and for that I apologize.
The day after that interview, the TBI said multiple search warrants had been executed and potential digital evidence was collected.
In her mind, she's being interrogated. That's not interrogating you. We're trying to help you find your daughter.
On November 11th and 12th, Summer's parents appeared on Dr. Phil. At the 1st of December, crews returned to Beach Creek again for a planned search. February 4th marked Summer's 6th birthday. A few days later, her father was jailed after pleading guilty for driving under the influence last year.
Is the family still cooperating? I know you said obviously no Dawn's there, but like the mother and all of those other people, are they still cooperating?
No, they're not cooperating right now. They have attorneys.
In March, search crews hit the ground in Beach Creek again, and Summer's grandmother, Candace Hare, spoke on camera for the first time.
Mr. Lawson stated that Candace and the whole family is lawyered up. I can't speak for Donnie, and I know Candace hasn't because she's told me she hasn't, and I have not.
In April, the lead detective for the case said that they are no closer to finding answers than what they were on June the 15th.
We've gone through hours and hours and hours of interviews, of video footage, of electronic data, just trying to find a specific direction to go in towards. Nothing has narrowed that down. So everything, as the sheriff has said, is still on the table.
Along with no answers, also no arrest.
It's a case that has implications of the legal system and the law, but you couldn't classify it right now as there's no criminal charges been filed.
You can view all of our reports on the disappearance of Summer Wells, including more in-depth looks on the Search for Summer section of WJHL.com.
Ansley, thank you. The Amber Alert for Summer Wells remains active tonight. Call tips into the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-TBI-FIND.
All right, so there's that. Regardless if the parents knew the weight, height, or anything, law enforcement would have the last record. If she was to gone and got her physical done for pre-K and everything, they would have that information, right? They should.
Who the
But I
parents
guess
or law enforcement?
Law enforcement would have that. You would think.
Well, I don't know. They probably wouldn't have it until after if they were able to get her records, but that's HIPAA, and I don't know. You have to law enforcement has to go through a few different things to be able to get records, like medical records.
Yeah, Scott.
Steps.
Scott East Skulls, thank you, and we're going to share that. We'll probably do it on the next. I want to go over and look at some of the stuff you did and see if we can maybe add to it and see if you hit some of the places we were wanting to look into. That I wish I'd have known you were down here. I didn't check my email or anything. I had some dental work going on, man, so I apologize for that. If you're ever down here again, let us know.
Or if you're still here,
let us know. Yeah. Yeah, I believe too. Thank you, Best Ball. I believe that too. I've been trying. Look, we've been trying. I've tried to email different search agencies and stuff to get fresh set of eyes on this case with no avail. There was no return emails to me. But all we can do is keep trying. We're gonna keep trying to look in to getting some other people in here, hopefully. So I want to try to get. I would like to get the Missing Can-Am project in here. I would love to that. So guys, if y'all go and check into them, email them, let them know that y'all are really interested in having them come look at this case. I think that would be awesome to have them come in here. Maybe they could get approval if they were accepted to come in. They're used to looking in Canadian, the Canadian mountain ranges and up north, North Montana, those areas, North Dakota. That would be amazing to have. Beth Ball, do you know about the cell phone? Have no idea. We talked about that earlier on. Okay, let me.
Nanny to 2 boys. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You don't have to show proof, and you have until the first day of school, at least here, before you have to show proof of anything, but you have to be able to provide it before they actually start school. So,
yeah.
And somebody had said, had Summer been to the dentist? From what we know, she had took her to the health department, which does all of that stuff. They do the physical for school. They can do dental work, all of that.
Heather Lynn, yeah, I know he's talked on. We went over and did it. We did a whole live stream with the Missing 411 and all that. But I wanted him and see the Missing Can-Am project is more. I want them to try to come in this area and look for themselves. I would love to email. I've emailed and outreach to them, and I'm going to continue to do so to see if maybe we can get them here. If we could get them here to look over it, if law enforcement would allow it, I don't know. I don't know if they just do cold cases or what, but that would be awesome. People said, I think Candace lied about registering her for school. Don't know. I don't know. I don't know if there's any way of finding that out. Let's see. Yeah, and Scott Scholes, thank you for being here. And if you need anything, let us know. Is that it? I guess that's all we were going to do. I'll try to keep mine at an hour. If we go over it, then we do. But we're going to be live every day this week, hopefully, God willing.
I'm off work for the week because of my birthday. Because I'm getting old, so I had to take a week off to mourn. That's what I told my manager.
Mourn because you're getting older. No, I think that's. Let's see here. Video that there was a road Barrett off to the right. He hurried up and showed it and then got the camera off. I don't know. We'll have to look into that. Yeah. Oh, she said I'm Canadian. So, yeah, email them. See if they want to get down here and look into this case. I think that would be awesome. Any other big search groups, we're going to keep trying. Everybody's telling you happy birthday. Yeah, so the 14th, we're definitely going to be down probably that way. Because I got to take you out for your birthday and we'll go do some stuff. All right, guys. That's it, I guess. Well, let's see her. That's same here, Susan. Wow, that's how we feel. I think we can find some answers to Summer. And the more that we keep her name out there, the more that.
Yeah, maybe... I do feel like that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah. I just saw somebody said school reported they were expecting her. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did a interview with the school early on.
Yeah.
And I think if she wasn't registered, then they would have said she wasn't registered for school here. So
yeah. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. I couldn't say that word. Appreciate it so much. Oh, thank you, Alpaca May. Happy birthday.
You. Yeah, it's the 14th.
Yeah. Please smash that like on your way out. Yeah, we appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank
you, Barbie.
Y'all are awesome. We appreciate it. We'll catch you tomorrow on the next one. Pray our way out of here. Dear Lord, thank you for what you do. Lord, we ask that thank you for the people that are coming into this area and filming, and maybe we'll get some answers that way. Let us do our due diligence to help find Summer. Lord, we ask that put the right people in the right time here to help find answers, Lord. Let all the extra stuff that doesn't matter be cast to the wayside, and let the important things be brought to light. Lord, we ask that you help find Michael Vaughn, you help find Summer Wells, and all the other missing children in this nation. Lord, we ask that if anybody in the chat has a prayer request, please meet them right where they're at. And we ask that you just answer everything in their heart, Lord. People that don't even know that they need you, Lord, they need you. We all do. Lord, thank you for letting us get through over the last hurdle, and Lord, thanks for being there for us before we even know we need you on the next hurdle we have to cross. Lord, thank you for everything you do in our lives. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Guys, remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice.
But justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate. One last thing, hold on. Please, everybody, still keep Beach Girl, who was one of our mods, in your prayers. Also, Debbie Howard, click on that. Beach Girl,
Where?
I still have not Music City Mom, right there, right here.
Okay.
And Debbie Howard.
Oh, I didn't know she had oh my gosh. Yeah, she will be in our prayers.
Yes, but also Beach Girl, I still have not been able to get in touch with her, and I'm so worried about her. I've never went this long without talking to her, and it scares me. So just keep both of them in your prayers if you would. So
all right. Again, remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice.
But justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate.
All right, we'll catch you next time.
See ya.